Shangweka, shangweka, shangweka! Ni wakati wa kutambulika sasa. Harusi, send off.
In Capital News tonight, President Magufuli hands over a report on project deficiencies to PCCB Deputy Director. Hundreds to go to Butiama to commemorate Nyerere Day. And in sports, 32 athletes leave for season military championships in China. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, has handed over to the Deputy Executive Director of the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Bureau, PCCB, Brigadier General John Mbungo, a report on projects that the Freedom Torch passed through in the country in 2019, but were not launched, nor a foundation stone laid for them after the discoveries of various deficiencies. President Magufuli shared this during the commemoration of the climax of the Freedom Torch for 2019, 20 years since the passing of the father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, as well as the National Youth Week held at Ilulu Grounds in Lindi region.
Unaogopa nini? Sogea mbele ni kukabidhi watu wote wakuone. Leta na ile ripoti. ADC yuko wapi?
The head of PCCB, please come forward. I want to hand over to you my report. Please review every page and make sure that all who needs to be taken to court are taken in the hands of the law. And for the tycoons that you think they are higher above your bar, just bring the names to me and I shall deal with them. I want our country to have diligent people. We cannot be giving funds to be squandered by a few indiligent people. I commend youth that are accompanying the National Torch race for their patriotism. They are the future of this nation, and we must prepare a good future and set good examples for them.
Mheshimiwa Rais, kazi ya kupambana na ubadhirifu katika miradi ya maendeleo.
Honorable President, it is not an easy task handling issues of embezzlement in development projects. We have overcome threats and sarcasms that aimed at disturbing our morale. Through the government and the ministry responsible in youth played a major role in preparing us well to always work by the rules and regulations. This helped us a lot. We never despaired nor cared about the threats given to us. We are grateful for the security organs who were always there protecting us, allowing us to perform our task with excellence. The increase of 86%, equivalent to 1,432 worth value of 668,604,791 for last year in 2018. Increase in value of these projects comparing to last year, it is the result of government investments in water projects. Hundreds of Tanzanians from various areas in the country, including government leaders and retirees, have gone to Mutongo area in Butiama village, Mara region, where the father of the nation, late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, was born, to take part in a special mass commemorating 20 years since his death. Among leaders in attendance include retired Prime Minister Judge Joseph Warioba, Deputy Chair of CCM in Tanzania Mainland Philip Mangula, and the Councillor of CCM Main Committee Stephen Wasira. The late Mwalimu was driven by the faith of human dignity. That is why in all his efforts of bringing development in this country, he held in their forefront matters of dignity and justice. Even Jesus Christ told his supporters that I leave you all in peace. The late Mwalimu did the same, unified and a peaceful nation. I once asked Mwalimu, why are you so diligent to God, your church,
and socialism. How do you manage to connect these beliefs? His answer was more than half of human beings believe the existence of God. What will happen to me if I say God does not exist and then maybe he does exist? What will I answer to God? Many people have been commemorating the late Mwalimu Nyerere by words and not by action. But right now, with our leading president, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, he is surely commemorating the late Mwalimu Julius by action. If you look at Butiama district, it reveals that father adhered to principles of development, constitution, and touched citizens according to their demands. 20 years now since the late Mwalimu left us, it is important that we continue his legacy and commemorate him in action.
A retired second phase government President Al-Haj Hassan Mwinyi has said that the ongoing fight against corruption in the country is a good way to commemorate the late father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Al-Haji Hassan Mwinyi made the statement at local government offices at Mikocheni TPDC in Dar es Salaam shortly after registering in the voters registration book for the upcoming local government elections that will be conducted on the 24th of November.
Tokea kupata mafunzo ya marehemu Mwalimu Nyerere, na inafurahisha sana kuona kwamba mwenzetu wa awamu ya 5 anatekeleza haya moja baada ya moja kwa upeni, asubuhi kila moja naona, na tunamshukuru.
The government of China has pledged to continue to strengthen its relationship with Tanzania in helping with important development services between the two countries that were initiated by the father of the nation, the late Julius Nyerere, and the former president of China, Mao Zedong, speaking at the launch of a health and free clinic camp for residents of Tanga to commemorate the late Mwalimu Nyerere, launched by the Minister of Health, Community Development, Gender, Early and Children, Umi Mwalimu. The acting ambassador of China, Tanzania, Gao Wei, said one of the biggest contributions made by the two leaders was the Big Tazara project.
China and Tanzania are supposed to sustain as how they were blessed by the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere and the former president of China, Mao Zedong, who together pioneered the friendship and accomplished big development projects. In this important day of commemorating the late father of the nation, as fifth phase government, we are happy that objectives and goals set by the late Mwalimu are coming into reality. For example, having enough personnel. Right now, we have no problem of doctors and nurses because we do produce the professions in the country. What was established by our late fathers are indeed coming to life because we are carrying on what they initiated so many years ago, and that is our pride.
Some private and commercial farmers in Kasulu District, Kigoma region have asked the government to stop fertilizer companies that are bringing in substandard fertilizer and take to action against entrepreneurs that have been opening fertilizer bags and selling them through a non-formalized measurement system, something which they have claimed reduces the quality and causes them losses.
In villages, most of farmers are not aware of the use of fertilizer. Some can come to purchase fertilizer on trial basis just to see if it works. Then, if it becomes worth it in his or her farm, next year they could be motivated into buying a whole bag of fertilizer. It is contrary to the laws of fertilizer selling products by measuring into kilograms. What is great is that our government currently has managed to encourage producers of fertilizers to pack their product in small quantities, starting with 5 kilograms. In this case, we do not expect any agro-dealer selling fertilizers contrary to prices set by the government and even selling in smaller quantities than what is offered by the fertilizer companies.
Residents of Manyoni Majengo division have discovered the body of a 2-day-old deceased infant that was thrown at a trash collection point and condemned the inhumane action done by some women who have no empathy.
The child was hidden in a blouse. When we approached the baby and tried to look at the child, we found out that it was a baby girl that was hidden. That was when we called on people to come and witness the incident. It is not possible that the one who did this act comes from far places. They just come around here. Let us cooperate in revealing who did this crime.
As the voters' registration exercise for the upcoming local government elections comes to an end in Tabora Municipal, the exercise has been revealed to have confusion among residents between voters' registration exercise and the improvement of permanent voters' registration book exercise, which goes along with voters' registration for local government, with others claiming that they would use their voters' registration cards.
Generally, people are not showing up in registration centers in big numbers. However, people are confusing two things in this exercise. First, improving voters' registration book and registering for the coming local government elections. People are caught up in the middle of these two important exercises. The turn-up has not been very bad so far. At my station, I have already completed writing one whole book, which has a total of 550 number of people who have been registered. I think the challenge could be because people are busy with life, searching for money. That is why everybody has not made it on time yet.
Opportunities in the South Zone may begin to open up at a high speed and is in the north after the Tanzania Wildlife Authority Tower expressed its intention to improve infrastructure and increase its focus in beach and culture tourism, which has for a long time lacked excitement, by starting with the new areas of supervision provided by the government of Kilwa in Lindi region, as well as Kunduchi in Dar es Salaam.
Traditional tourism is hidden in people's societies, homes and elders. The government has brought Urithi Festival, which is a milestone festival, giving opportunity to these communities to come out loud and showcase their heritage, from dance, food, clothing, carving, and so on. Thus, Kilwa is now getting ready from Kilwa Kivinje to Kilwa Masoko by highlighting its tourist attraction centers. When the tourism opportunity kicks off, then communities involved will be responsible in a sustainable new Kilwa.
Lakini faida kubwa ambayo sasa TAWA inaipata,
the advantage that TAWA will earn in protecting traditional resources in Kilwa, it will increase another type of tourism product, something that is more than wildlife tourism. Tourism investments have tremendous advantages to the locals, since it is a great economic opportunity for the residents and the government as well as enjoy traditional tourism in 2 or 3 days that a tourist will be spending in Kilwa.
The Higher Education Students' Loans Board has said that in order to address challenges faced by some students not getting loans for various reasons, it intends to meet with loans officers of all universities in the country and direct them on how to address these challenges so that graduates do not miss out the chance to get a loan and fulfill their goals.
Tumeamua kuitisha kikao cha maafisa mikopo wanaosimamia madawati ya mikopo kule vyuoni. Hawa tutawapa kazi maalum ya kuhakikisha kwamba mpaka wakati tunatoa awamu ya pili, wanafunzi waliopo katika fungu la 1400 kama watakuwa hawajaweza kukamilisha, basi maafisa hawa tutawapa jukumu maalum na utaratibu wa kupokea taarifa zilizokuwa zinapungua za wanafunzi hawa.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, the remains of 28 out of 32 Kenyan nationals who died in the Ethiopia Airlines Boeing MAX 737 crash have been returned to Kenya.
Meles Zalem of Ethiopia have received the remains of all Kenyans that perished on the 10th of March through the flight crash of ET302. We have had a chance to meet with the families. We've had a chance to give them a final service, interdenominational service.
I'm here also to express our sympathy and condolences to our Kenyan brothers and sisters. We sympathize with the grieving family. When Kenyans mourn, Ethiopian mourn. When Kenyans celebrate, we celebrate. These are one people living in two countries.
Residents of Beni in the DRC have asked the government to help orphans and widows that have escaped the killings that have been happening in Beni for over 5 years, adding that the same help should be provided to orphans of the Ebola virus.
The orphans whom their parents were killed in the killings in Beni should also be given priority, as how the priority is now focused only on orphans who lost their parents from Ebola virus. They also need to be looked up to, because they once had their parents and relatives with a lot of plans for their future, but now all that has vanished. Our call is for the government not to forget them. Surprisingly, soldiers in Kinshasa are the ones given good salaries comparing to those sent to wars.
And citizens in Burundi have commemorated the 58th year anniversary of the assassination of the hero of independence of the country, Prince Louis Rwagasore. The citizens have said it is important to remember the late Crown Prince so as to strengthen unity. The celebrations held in Bujumbura were led by President Pierre Nkurunziza.
What I remember from the late Prince Louis Rwagasore is that he has managed to make Burundi a free country. It is important for all of us to remember and leave the legacy he left behind, including maintaining peace and stability for the purpose of developing our country. His speeches were giving bright directions that are useful till now that he is gone. There is no any politician who will go against the prince's legacy, because politicians have the mandate of leading this country democratically.
And that is the end of international news. Sports news follows up next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose to Lent.
And in sports news tonight, 32 athletes have left for China today, where they will participate in the Sims Military Championships in athletics, wrestling and boxing.
These teams have been well prepared. They had enough time to train. They have been in camp for almost 1 month, and that's after their normal training before the camp. So we expect good performance. We expect to return with medals.
Arusha Open Golf Championships, which involved 96 golfers from Dar es Salaam, Arusha and Kilimanjaro, have ended at the Gymkhana grounds in Arusha, with Ali Ncharo from Kilimanjaro emerging the winner.
The rains and cold conditions. Also, the Arusha ground is hard, but I have been able to defeat all those challenges and emerge the winner.
Manchester United are closing in on the January signing of Juventus forward Mario Mandzukic. Here are more details on the story.
Those are confident that a transfer fee of £9 million will be accepted by Juventus, who are desperate to sell the Croatian veteran. Mandzukic is expected to sign an 18-month contract until the summer of 2021 and would earn a salary of £4.4 million a year. The Red Devils have failed to score more than 1 goal in a game since they beat Chelsea 4-0 on the opening weekend of the season. They currently languish in 12th place in the Premier League and are in the market for a short-term option in attack to help propel them up the table.
Alexis Sanchez could be sidelined up for the 3 months if his ankle injury requires surgery. The Chile boss Reinaldo Rueda has said of the Inter lounge. Here are more details on the story.
The 30-year-old forward suffered an unfortunate knock while on international duty when he broke down during the second half of a 0-0 friendly draw with Colombia on Saturday. The Chile Football Federation revealed after that contest that Sanchez had suffered dislocated tendons. The South American, who is on loan at Inter from Manchester United, is now waiting to discover the full extent of his ailment.
And Brain Injury Association Headway has criticized the handling of a head injury to Daniel James during Wales Euro 2020 qualifier against Croatia. Here's more on the story.
The Manchester United winger appeared to be knocked out cold during a collision at speed with Croatian defender Damaroš Vida during Sunday's clash in Cardiff. The incident caused concern among the players of both sides and the referee, as the 21-year-old lay flat on his back with his arms and legs appearing to go limp. He received treatment on and off the pitch before returning to the action a couple of minutes later. And Wales manager Ryan Giggs, commenting after the game, said his player was acting as he went down.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.